Jackson, it looks to me like your wingspan is as big as, it says here, a red-tailed hawk.
Maybe a little smaller.
Maybe, no, the pink lines coming up and down are a red-tailed hawk, and I think you've got, yeah, the span of a red-tailed hawk, but not the wingspan yet. Those next bars out, those are tan. That would be a turkey vulture.
What do they look like?
What do turkey vultures look like? Thank you for asking me that. Look, we have a turkey vulture here at Poole Wildlife Sanctuary, and it's in the cage right here. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Do you see that distinctive naked red head? I wonder why they have those red heads, why they don't have feathers on the top of their heads. Do you guys know what turkey vultures eat?
They eat dead stuff?
Yeah, they do. So, ooh, there's actually a red-tailed hawk that flew up in the next cage back. So the red-tailed hawk had, and that's what you can see there with its white chest and its really powerful talons and a nice beak.
And a red tail.
And a red tail when it's flying. There you go. That's the red-tailed hawk. That has a wingspan equal to Jackson's arms when he's opening it up. And then over here, when we have this turkey vultures have wonderful senses of smell. Not too many birds do, but turkey vultures do. And what they're really good at smelling is what's called methane. That's natural gas, and methane comes off of rotting bodies. And that's what a turkey vulture actually feeds on. It's flying around up in the air, sniffing the air currents, trying to smell for methane or dead bodies. And so if you look up and you see maybe 10 turkey vultures circling around together, especially if they're circling lower and lower, they're honing in on the smell of a rotting body somewhere. Then when they get down, they'll waddle over to it and they will plunge their head into the carcass, into the body, and feed. But if you think about it, what's causing rot? That's going to be a whole bunch of bacteria and viruses, and some of those could be pathogenic, which means some of those could be disease-causing. And so you don't want to get sick from the things that you're actually feeding on. So because their heads are going to get plunged into these rotting bodies, when they pull their heads back, if they had a whole bunch of feathers, just like all the hair on the top of your head, if that got all wet and matted, that would hold the moist viruses and bacteria next to its head. But because a turkey vulture has no feathers up there, the juices are going to be crusting its skin there, but then as soon as they start flying around in the sun is going to dry up those juices, and it's just going to peel off. Like if you get something wet on your hands, it'll just evaporate off and peel off, and that way the viruses and the bacteria will just peel right off of its skin, and the turkey vulture doesn't get infected by its food that it is eating. So turkey vultures really don't feed on live things, they feed on dead things, so we call them scavengers, or sometimes detritivores if what they're feeding on are very tiny dead things, but what turkey vultures are feeding on are large dead things, so we call them scavengers rather than predators or herbivores.
They must have adapted to have that bald head.
Oh, good point. Yes, we would call that red bald head an adaptation because we think it helps them to avoid infections and stay alive longer.
What's
now,
the other vulture in the cage?
hang on for a second. So now that doesn't necessarily mean that that is the one and only, that is what we think is going on. It's hard to prove that that is why they don't have feathers on their heads. And there might be other reasons why they don't have feathers on their heads as well. Sometimes a trait or a characteristic that you're looking at can actually serve multiple functions at once. And so it can be a multiple reason adaptation. Which one was it that you were talking about? Oh, this other one. There's another vulture in there. I think actually...
It looks kind of like a black vulture.
Yes, I think you're right, Tyler. I think we got the turkey vulture with the red naked head, and then a black vulture with its black naked head. Not getting a great view of him, but there you go. Two types of vultures. And the vultures have grasping talons or grasping feet, but nothing the same way, not really grasping powerful claws on their talons or on their feet like the red-tailed hawks, because red-tailed hawks are not scavengers. Red-tailed hawks are going to plunge down from the sky to grab their live prey and then eat it. And their live prey might, ooh, there's a second red-tailed hawk. Their live prey might be something like a squirrel or a mouse or some other sort of rodent.